Hi guys, welcome back, and what we're going to be doing now is going through that song. Now we've basically got a verse and a chorus to think about and to go through, plus there's an intro as well, but the intro is essentially the same as the verse, so we'll just go through it in stages. Now the first thing we need to get really is just the understanding of how the rhythm pattern matches the change between the major chords and the sus chords. Okay, so just as an example, this is what the main kind of riff or main rhythm sounds like. And then you use that rhythm all the way through the verses. Now, the cool thing is that once you've got this one right, that movement to the sus chord is the same on every single chord. It's just you need to know what the sus chord is, okay? So when we go to the E, for example, even though it's a new chord and a different sus chord, the actual rhythm and where we attach the sus chord part is the same. You can hear where we attach that melody, it's the same thing. So let me break it down really slowly. Now the good news is it's basically just your universal rhythm pattern. So that's down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up. You should all know that by now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? Now, where we hit the little finger, so we're going to be going from A to A sus 4. So that's the way I'm going to be playing it. I'm going to be adding my little finger, but some people might want to just stretch out the third finger, whatever's easiest for you. Remember, we went through a whole variety of ways to do this when we looked at the A sus chords. Now, it goes like this. So it goes 1 and 2 and. So when you hit the upstroke, the and, the 2 and, we're going to attach the little finger. So turn it into a sus 4. So 1 and 2 and. Okay? Then we continue until the very last beat, okay? So on the 4 and, we're going to take that away, okay? So I'm going to do it really slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, I'll go through it slow again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put that on loop against a drum beat nice and slowly, okay? So I'm going to take my drum loop down to 70 BPM and it's going to sound like this. And I'm just going to loop that round and round. And if we can get this, we're pretty much there. We've got basically everything else then, essentially. We just need to put the chords in order. So, I'm going to count it after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. More times. Okay, cool. So let's stop that drum beat. So hopefully that makes some sense. That is essentially the same rhythm throughout the entire verse. Now let's just look at the verse for a second. We're going from this A to A sus 4. We're going to do that 4 times round. Then we're going to go to the E and E sus 4. So that's, remember, where you're going to put your little finger underneath the E so you get that shape. Okay, should have learned that already because we looked at the E chord specifically. Going to do that one twice around. Okay, so like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now at that point we're going to go to G sus 2. So here, instead of going to the G and then creating a sus 2 chord, we're going to start on the sus 2. So that's, remember, just the first finger off of here and put the G on. Same rhythm. We're only going to do that once, because then we're going to go to the D sus2. So again, rather than just going to the D, we go to the D sus2 and we'll add the major. So we'll turn it back into the D major on that same beat. Okay, so it's the same thing, but kind of in reverse. So instead of going chord and then to sus, we're starting on the sus and then going to the main chord. Okay. Now, let me just take you through that G and D bit. So we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then back to the A. Twice. Then back to the G sus2. The D sus2. Back to the A part. And that's a whole verse. And right at the end of the verse, you're just going to hit the A major chord once and stop it dead like that. Okay? So that's basically verse 1. Okay? And we're just going to play through the whole of verse 1 now with a drum loop. And it sounds like this. Here's our beat. Here we go. I'm going to play through the whole of verse 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Starting with the A. Four times, remember? E major. G sus2. D sus2. A. G sus2, D sus2, back to the A, and then we're going to stop. 2, 3, 4, and then we'll be back into the verse. Now, let me stop that for a second. In verse 2, and then there's a verse 3 as well, the only difference is that after you've done the G and the D, the second time round, so imagine you've done G once, D, and then the A, and then you go to the G, D, instead of going back to the A, that's where we're going to go through to the chorus part, okay, which I'll go through in the next lesson. So this is where you just need to pay close attention to the chord chart, because the chord chart is obviously going to show you all of this and explain this in much greater detail. So it will say you only do the G, D, and then straight to the F, which will be the chorus, rather than back to the A. But hopefully, generally, it's making sense. And the only other thing I want to mention is that there's an intro, which is simply 4 bars of the A. So you do the intro for 4 bars. And then you're into a verse. Okay? And that's basically when the whole kind of track kicks in properly. Okay? So hopefully that's making sense. Practice that. And next time we'll put together the chorus and then just piece the song together.